Hey, what's up, guys? Little have a big opinion here. So, I am getting ready to run a 50K in May. Um, I've done 2 runs so far. Both of them were 5K runs. I did one Wednesday and I did one Saturday. And right now, I've got the treadmill at 2.3 miles per hour, slight incline, and I'm doing some good stretching. Tomorrow, I'm going to do another 5K. And then Saturday, I'm going to bump it up somewhere between 4 and 5 miles. And this is my New Year's resolution. And from a prepping standpoint, because that's kind of what this channel is that kind of stuff. I am really glad that I, decided to do this. After the first 5K, I did it. It was awesome. About 2.5 miles in, actually, I'm gonna set y'all down on the treadmill stand. Um, about 2.5 miles in, I felt a pain in my right knee. Finished out the 5K, and it went away the next day. I'm pretty sure it's runner's knee. You've got a tendon in there that, when you haven't worked it out a lot, it becomes inflamed. Movement it doesn't like. Um, Doing all my stretches, doing everything that I'm supposed to do. And then 3 days later, I do the next 5K. Don't feel any pain. I'm not going to try to physically hurt myself because I don't want to go a long period of time without running. Right now, we're 22 and a half weeks out. So the mileage is going to increase um, to roughly 50 miles a week, about 6 weeks out from the race, and then it kind of tapers down. And it's a very big wake up call. I've been doing a lot of weight training exercise. Back to the point where I can do 15 pull-ups in one go. I'm squatting about 1.3 times my body weight. I'm benching my body weight. Just general all around, feel really good. But your cardio is very, very important. I'm not saying you have to go out and do a 50K. What I do recommend, and you don't have to sign up and spend money, is, make sure you stretch, make sure you warm up, and time yourself on a 5K. Because having to travel about 3 miles, I mean, depending on where you live, that doesn't really get you anywhere. And I would say if it takes you more than 40 minutes to do it, then maybe that's your wake-up call as well. Do that. Put your pack on, and dedicate a Saturday to going a distance. Hike up a mountain, find a trail at your local state or national park, and see how long it takes for you to get out of breath. See how much water you're consuming. That's going to tell you a couple things. Either you need to get in better shape. I'm figuring out I've got it on my watch here, actually. The first 5K, actually I did 3.2, was done in 32 minutes and 2 seconds. I think I had about a minute of walking 45 seconds. My ascension is about 700 feet. So, a decent-ish amount. The second one, I did exactly a 5K. I told my watch to beep at me when I hit a 5K. Lot less ascension. I think that one was only 300-ish feet. Yeah, 295 feet. That one was done in exactly 30 minutes and 45 seconds. And I know that is extremely slow. Maybe not extremely slow for someone that's about to be 28, but it was eye-opening. The fastest 5K I ever clocked was a 15:50. And I think a respectable time at my age is probably 24 minutes. But I am meeting my goal of doing it about a 10-minute mile pace, because 50Ks are typically trail runs, so they're going to be completed. I'm going to Bastrop State Park to do this one at. And I've recruited my brother and a friend of ours. I think our total drive time to get there is going to be over 20 hours amongst the three of us. So it'll be Texas in May. So that's something else to think about. But I think there's a lot of us out there that have these grandiose ideas of, surviving through the wasteland, and it's probably not going to happen for a lot of us. Increasing the amount of physical activity that you're doing now is going to better prepare you. Like, I can say the difference between the first 5K and the second 5K, I felt a lot better on the second one. And I feel like the run tomorrow, when I talk about it, I think I'm going to feel a lot better for that one too. Because the second one, my left knee started hurting. And I kind of think that's my body's way of saying, you gotten lazy and fat, and you need to, fix something. But I also think, I'm not, actively pursuing it. At least, I am right now. But one of the things that I'm doing is also making sure that I hit my 10,000 steps. Down, kitty. That I hit my 10,000 steps a day. And I think that movement is also, very beneficial. I've got the treadmill on a 6% grade, so it's making my calves and my thighs work a little bit. We're going to incorporate more, leg training in this journey. But, I made this channel for prepping. I still prep. I don't do the best job of keeping up video-wise. But just from a health standpoint, like, disregard all the other videos. It is a proven fact that people that are more physically active typically live healthier lives. They typically live longer lives. And so I think I hit my step goal. Yeah, we're approaching 11,000 steps now. And today marks day 7 of at least hitting the 10,000 steps. And I feel so much better. I have 3 nights in a row. I sleep about 7.5 hours each night. 3 nights in a row where, I fall asleep and I stay asleep the entire time. It might be due to exhaustion, and my body's like, dude, we need to recharge hardcore right now. We're not going to worry about waking up and getting a drink of water, or going to get a snack or whatever. Uh, and while I'm at work, I kind of noticed there was a couple of weeks where it felt like the first hour of work, I could have laid down in bed, and you know, if I didn't set an alarm, I probably would have slept till noon. Um, it's cold outside, and it's nice that I've walked almost half a mile just talking to y'all in the warm comforts of my home. But I am doing all of the long runs outside. The second one, it was awful. It was 33 degrees outside, and the lungs did not like that. But I got out, I got it done. I think the last bit of advice that I can give before I'll crank this run up a little bit more, it's just easier to talk to y'all this way, is misery loves company. So, regardless of what you're doing the exercising for, recruit a family member, recruit a friend, make them do it with you. That way, at the very least, after you kick your butt doing whatever exercise you're doing, at the very least you can say, well, that person suffered with me. So, I'm going to document this. If you want to stay tuned for this, then subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comments and questions, and I'll answer as many of them as I can. And with that, I thought they'd be more dramatic. I'll catch you on the next one.